Hello, ladies, and welcome to Self-Care Week. As part of your self-care this week, I would like you to bring your attention to your self-talk and go into what I call high noticing mode and high awareness mode about the way that you talk to yourself and the way you describe your life to yourself and to other people. Some people say that words have power. And other people say that affirmations don't work. And how can this be? The truth is, words do have power, and affirmations do work when you put your power behind them. Because the true power lies within you and lies within the energy that you put behind your words. One of the ways that we put powerful energy behind our words and affirmations is when we bring our belief and our emotional energy to those words, right? So it's one thing to say, I am at peace. And it's simply a thought, or it's simply words that you use. And it's quite different for you to say, I am at peace, and then allow yourself to feel into peace and affirm the feeling of peace within you. So this week, we have been exploring the personal energy system, your own divine design, your own energy system, which is the chakra system within your physical body. And we talked about how each one of those chakras relates to issues of being human. So the root chakra primarily is physical. Sacral chakra primarily emotional or feminine. That relates to the water element, where the root relates to the earth. Solar plexus, which is power of mind, the heart and soul aspect of who we are. The throat chakra, which is divine truth or our personal truth, speaking honestly. The third eye, the center of knowing, wisdom and correct perception. And the crown chakra. When you sit in meditation this week, I would really encourage you to practice breathing into and bringing your feeling into those energy centers without worrying or focusing too much on what words or what affirmations exactly match those energy centers. And just know that as you affirm yourself, your entire energy shifts and you begin to lift your vibe. You begin to lift your energy. So I'll give you some examples, as I promised I would, on common themes or common affirmations for specific chakras. In the root chakra, the chakra of physicality, which is at the base of our spine and between our thighs. This relates to the adrenal gland, or adrenal glands, plural. This is the I am safe affirmation. I am provided for. There is sufficiency and abundance and prosperity that comes to me. I am stable in my life and I have stability. So even as you say these things, again, feel into the breath and feel into that feeling, and you will feel a shift. You will feel a shift. Also, the root chakra is, I release my fears now and know that all is well. In the sacral chakra, a great affirmation for the sacral is, I am nurtured. I nourish myself happily. I receive the flow of good into my life, and I am worthy of this. This is the I am worthy chakra. I am enough, and I allow for the good that I've put into the world to come back to me. Good affirmations for the solar plexus, the center of decision, of personal power, of personal sovereignty and choice, is I am powerful. I am strong. I can make good decisions and I can act on those decisions with confidence, with radiance, with excitement, with energy. This is also the power center of personal responsibility. And again, sovereignty and boundaries, meaning I will take responsibility gladly for my role and my part in my life, but I will not take on anything that is not mine to do. anything that is not mine to fix, that I will not choose against myself to make another person feel better. I will assist others, but I will hold them to their personal sovereignty. Now that is work, but that's really good work in the solar plexus, that I can tolerate the discomfort of another person when I stand in my strength, when I stand in my power, and when I stand in my sovereignty. The heart chakra, the most powerful energy center by far that we have, is the center of love, of self-acceptance, and forgiveness. Good affirmations here are: I accept myself. I release myself from blame and judgment. I am free to love myself and others. I am love and I am lovable. The throat chakra is our center of truth, of honesty, of will. And so this chakra is: I will do and say my truth. I will speak my truth. I will do what I came here to do. I will be who I came here to be. I will speak with honesty. I can connect with love and kindness and use words of kindness with words of strength and say what I need to say. The third eye center, behind the eyes, between the ears, relates to the regulatory glands in the center of the head, the hypothalamus and the pituitary glands. This is the center of knowing and wisdom. I trust my judgment. I trust my vision. I trust what I see. I do know and understand with clarity. I do have connection to divine vision for my life. And I can see what I need to do. It is safe for me to access my intuition as well as my gut feeling. The crown chakra, this is the center of connection to source. Excellent affirmations for the crown chakra would be that I am connected to my source. I can never be disconnected. Nothing will change this. I can easily access this connection to my source now, and I trust that I'm being guided and led in my life. So those are great affirmations for the chakra system. You can come up with your own affirmations this week. And I would also encourage you to take these affirmations off the meditation pillow or mat and into your life. For example, when you're doing the laundry or the dishes, or you're driving for an errand or walking the dogs, I would like you to practice high noticing and high awareness around the conversations that you're having with yourself and insert positive dialogue there. So you can do the very same thing. No matter what's going on here, I am safe in my life. I can make good decisions. I can come from a place of love. I can speak my truth. I will. I do know what's best for me. I do see things accurately, and I trust and know that I'm making the right decision. So you can just practice talking to yourself in the most positive, favorable way and just notice as things shift. Not just talk to yourself, but put positive feeling behind it. Put your affirmation, put your personal energy behind the words, and you'll find that that is really where the power is. The other thing I'd like to mention is notice too, when you are triggered by events in your life or are access for whatever reason, a painful or uncomfortable memory from the past, or there's a situation that still needs healing or resolution, and notice the feelings and the thoughts and the words that come up around that. And when that happens, what I encourage you to do is talk yourself up the emotional scale to talk yourself out of the pain, the anger, the sadness, and the frustration, for example. And as you talk yourself out of that space, you recognize that you really do have the power at any moment to shift and reframe and redirect your energies in a much more powerful way. For example, you might have a situation in your life where a person has hurt you, and it could have been weeks ago, years ago, but when you access that memory, you still feel the schism, you still feel the wound or the pain, and it still creates an emotional disturbance of anger, of sadness, of frustration. And you find yourself right back in that place. And you might say to yourself, here I go again, here I am again in that exact same place. Then you start talking yourself up the scale. Wait a second. I'm not in that exact same place. I've done a lot of work on this. Most of the time, I don't feel angry or frustrated at that person. Most of the time, I feel like I've reconciled most of this. In fact, in my journey of healing this, I've learned a lot about myself and I've made a lot of very good decisions. In fact, I've learned that I have made very good decisions in that relationship because I no longer give my power away, or I no longer relate to that person in the same way, or I have learned to put a boundary down, or I've learned to exit relationships that are futile and that aren't supportive of me. And I actually feel good about that now without guilt. In fact, most of the time I'm living my life without guilt and I'm feeling pretty powerful. Wow, I really can be a powerful person. So that's just an example. I'm just making this up as I go, but that's exactly what you do. You start telling yourself the story around the situation and the feeling, while you're also 100% acknowledging the anger, the pain, the sadness, the frustration. You're not stuffing it. You're not denying it. You're not pretending it didn't exist. Honesty has a high vibration. Authenticity and being real is very validating. And you want to validate that wounded child inside of you, or that wounded adult even inside of you, and give that part of you a validation acknowledgement. Yes, that feeling is real. Yes, I do accept that feeling. Yes, of course I would feel that way. And let yourself feel it, and then begin to talk yourself through it to the other side. And you don't have to jump from fear immediately to love and appreciation. But as you step through the process, you'll notice you also raise your vibe. And as you raise your vibe and you do this more and more and more, you actually do create more powerful results. So that brings us back to the very beginning. What I was saying is words have power when you give them power. Thoughts have power when you affirm them, when you put your agreement, your affirmative energy behind it, your emotional energy behind it, and your personhood, your own personal power behind it. Yes, words have power, and affirmations can change your life, especially when you continually feed yourself these beautiful messages that really are true. So again, only the truth is true. And find that truth for yourself, affirm that for yourself this week. Practice this on the meditation pillow. Practice this when you're driving down the street. Begin checking in and checking yourself on your internal dialogue. It's the most loving thing you can do, and it really ranks high in positive self-care. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.